We have a special guest joining us today for Primetime Local News, Peter Quinlan, meteorologist with Global News. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Shelby.
Of course, we're happy we're able to talk with you. Now, we wanted to speak on Global releasing their winter weather forecast earlier. How come this is coming out faster this year?
Well, actually, oftentimes in October is when we have a fairly reliable idea of what's going to happen as we look ahead to the winter months. The meteorological winter is December, January, February, and we're about a month or so away from that beginning mark. So we often do, if we have a higher degree of certainty, release that forecast a little bit sooner. If we're not as certain, we might wait until the models come out again. They usually come out at the beginning of the month. So we would sometimes wait until November to issue that. But we have a higher degree of certainty as to how the winter will progress. So we were ready to release that.
What can you say that Canadians can expect, especially right now, coming to the end of October, going into November?
Yeah, so it does look like we are going to see conditions continuing to cool. We've seen that over the last little while, especially as we head into Halloween. Those temperatures will be struggling to get above the freezing mark for daytime highs. Trick-or-treaters, you should definitely dress or get your costumes ready for temperatures probably just around or below the freezing mark. Wind chills making it feel probably like about -5 to -7. So it will be a little bit chillier. And there is the potential for a little bit of precipitation leading up to it. It doesn't look like we'll see a significant snowfall, though, before the big day.
And of course, it's said that there's possibly going to be a severe start to winter, especially across central and eastern Canada. Can you tell us about La Nina developing in the Pacific Ocean for the second year in a row?
Yeah, so oftentimes when we have a La Nina year, it's followed by another year that's a La Nina year. And what that is cooler waters off the eastern Pacific, off the coast of Peru. And that upwells from the lower levels of the ocean because we get a change in wind direction that pushes the warmer waters to the west. And that kind of tugs on the jet stream, and it has climate implications around the world, particularly in the Lloydminster Midwest region. We see the jet stream slump to the south of the area, and that allows the Arctic air to move in more regularly than not. Obviously, it won't be every single day, but when we look at the overall climatological average for those 3 months, December, January, February, it does look like we'll see a colder than normal winter as a result. This is likely a weak La Nina year, so it won't be incredibly cold, but it looks like, especially as we set into the second half of winter, January, February, even into March, we'll likely see those really cold temperatures lock in for longer than probably most people would like.
And yes, in your professional opinion, of course, what's some differences that you think we'll see with this season compared to last year's winter season?
Yeah, so this is a weak La Nina. Last year's was kind of a moderate to weak La Nina as well. So I think we will probably see almost a very similar winter, although last year we had a pretty warm December into January. I don't know if we'll see that same setup. It may be around average, maybe even slightly above average for December, but then I think we're going to get into that really cold stuff. January, February may drag on like it has over the last year as well. So in many ways, it will be quite similar. The big question mark is the precipitation. Some of our long range models are saying it'll be a drier start to winter, but then we're going to get a lot of snow in late January into February and March. So we'll be watching that closely. Although precipitation, there's a little bit less higher degree of accuracy with that. It's highest the accuracy with the temperature forecast. So it could be a cold winter. Get ready for it.
Are there some tips for residents you'd want to give to prepare for this winter season?
Yeah, well, I think a long, cold winter can be difficult on people's mental health. So just being aware that that will be the case is helpful. I don't know, maybe you want to book a warm vacation to somewhere warm in Canada, or even now that we can travel internationally, that's also an option. And then, of course, getting your winter tires put on as quickly as you can because it is now snow season. Other things like getting your shovels ready, getting your vehicle winter ready, having a winter emergency kit in case you break down on the road with a little bit of food in it as well. And also we can have localized power outages in town. So having at least a day or two supply of food is always a good idea.
Well, it's always good speaking with you, Peter. And once again, thank you so much for joining us today to give some tips and a reminder for residents with winter coming up.
Absolutely. Stay warm out there, Shelby.